Armada is a Peach and Fox player from Sweden. He's the greatest player of all time and consistently so. So much so, in fact, that he never, ever loses under his skill tier. In 2010, Armada lost to a Falcon player, Silent Spectre, who was outside the top tier of players at the time, though just barely, and from that point in time, he didn't repeat that mistake. He was untouchable to everyone outside the most elite tier of players until right now.
That's it! Swedish beats Armada 2-1.
It turned out to be Swedish Delight, world rank 16, who ended that streak. Other people have gotten Armada to that 2-1 count, but all of those were in best of 5 sets, and EVO's more chaotic best of 3 sets let Swedish close it out where others could not, and advance to winner's quarters. But moreover, he forced Armada into losers outside of top 8. He forced Mewtwo King to beat Armada to enter the top 12 after himself losing to Rishi, and he forced Armada to make a comeback and carry the momentum into top 8. He did, because he's Armada. Let me back up a little bit. EVO 2018 happened last weekend in Las Vegas, and as usual, it was a landmark event for Melee and a chaotic event due to its best of 3 format and difficult playing conditions that started competition at 8 AM 2 days in a row. The chaos was stressed early in day 1 when Levinji, a Falco from Finland, took a set from top 50 player Bladewise, and that concept was fresh in everyone's mind going into day 2, and after round 2 pools yielded several upsets, including 2 that sent Amsa and Axe to losers where they'd get 33rd and 17th, respectively. The race to top 8 began. As predicted by seeding, Hungrybox, Leffen, and Plup made it to winner's semis, though only Hungrybox had no losses going in, after beating Pew Pew Yu and then Zane in quarters. Leffen played a fairly close set with Lucky before finding his ground, and Wizrobe managed to take a game from Plup. Meanwhile, Armada's loss before quarters left the opening for Mango, who brought Swedish Delight down a peg and punched his ticket to semis against Plup. After that, all of the losers quarters winners converted that into losers top 8 berths, except Zane, who drew Armada and, despite putting up a fair fight, fell out at 9th, giving Armada the last spot. With 1,300 whittled down to 8, top 8 began in the arena on Sunday with what else but Leffen vs Hungrybox, the most heated rivalry right now, and it started off pretty terribly for Leffen. Hungrybox could not be stopped for one game. As he has in the past, Leffen recovered, took game 2, and ran Hungrybox through in game 3 to advance to winners finals of a tournament he's historically had a terrible time with, knocking Hungrybox into losers. Meanwhile, Plup played Mango and Mango couldn't handle it. Plup picked up on his opportunities, Mango couldn't stop the damage, and Plup went into winners finals with Mango dropping down to play Armada, who despite dropping a game had already beaten S2J. During that game, S2J transitioned from a confident and effective line of play to one not nearly as self-assured, and Armada pounced and converted into losers quarters. On the other side, Wizrobe ran circles around Swedish Delight and provided a quick 2-0 to outperform his seeding and put him in losers quarters versus Hungrybox. This was perhaps the set I was most excited for in top 8. I wanted to see if Wizzy could find the success he found at Optic Arena against Hungrybox, and for moments it looked that way. He took game 2 to bring the set to a last game, but it was not to be, as Hungrybox had the lead for all of game 3 and punched his ticket to semis. The other set of quarters was the one everyone else was most excited for, Armada vs Mango, and it was a blowout. Mango and Armada had played an exhibition the night before in the same matchup in best of 5, and Mango had only taken one game. The best of 3 was no better, and arguably worse, as Mango could not get anything going, and Armada was in loser semis versus Hungrybox. But before that could get started, winners finals had to be played, and Leffen vs Plup is regularly an exciting matchup. But not here, at least not for Plup fans. As Leffen preyed on every opening he could find and punished near flawlessly, Plup initially kept up, but he began seeding openings on his own tech chases, leading to more incredible Leffen punish game. This came to a head in game 3, where Plup found himself off stage, completely out of options and under 20% twice in 20 seconds, and all Leffen had to do was press downbeat to put himself in grand finals. One set away from the title which has defined his career and that he has never ascended to. With Plup waiting for them, Armada and Hungrybox began playing in loser semis in the last best of 3 of the tournament. Reminiscent of the Leffen set, Armada lost game 1, managed to win game 2 by the skin of his teeth in what somehow turned into a 7-minute and 20-second game, then ran away with game 3. In the process, he helped to expose a slight problem for Puff in best of 3. Dreamland is the automatic ban, and Hungrybox loses his best counter. This only makes what he's done in the past all the more impressive, but regardless, Hungrybox finished in 4th place, continuing the trend he's had this year of being untouchable, except in the biggest moments. With that, Armada moved on to face Plup in Losers Finals. He'd had enough of getting down throw fared a million times a set, so he picked Vox to start, and Plup, once again, could not keep up with it, and even looked like he couldn't handle it. One can hardly blame him. Despite that, his 3rd place performance is a fine one, with nothing catastrophic happening, and I applaud his effort, but in the moment, the focus was different. After losing before winners' quarters, Armada had clawed himself all the way back and set up what he and his opponent had been trying to set up for years, Swedish Grand Finals. Leffen and Armada, the Godslayer versus the godliest of the gods. No items, Fox only, and we go to Dreamland for Game 1. Now, Scar and Toph commentated this event, and as they did, Toph pointed out that in these sets, one person always seems to run away with it, and Leffen set a precedent with a 3-stock in Game 1 and a 2-stock in Game 2, playing as impeccably as he'd been all day, and with his back against the wall, Armada went peach on FD and the effect was immediate, as Armada got himself his first lead of the set, but that didn't last long as Leffen brought the advantage back, and then...
Armada has no shield. Armada has no Leffen! Absolutely tearing through everyone today, Toph. Leffen is our EVO 2018 Super Smash Bros. Melee champion. Hello, Ben.
And with that, Leffen became an EVO champion. He did it playing arguably the best Melee anyone has ever seen, which makes perfect sense to me. Leffen's focus is optimization and fundamentals, and when he's firing on all cylinders, what else could result but near perfection? A remarkable win for a remarkable player, and a player who must now be taken seriously up there with Plup and Armada as the challengers to Hungrybox for number 1. The top 16 of Evolution were Leffen at 1st, Armada at 2nd, Plup at 3rd, Hungrybox at 4th, Wizrobe and Mango at 5th, S2J and Swedish Delight at 7th, Nun, Pew Pew Yu, Zane and Duck at 9th, and Westball's Mewtwo King, Koble and Lucky at 13th. Congratulations to the lot. Now after all that, you might expect Melee to slow down at least a little, and under normal circumstances it would indeed, but EVO got pushed back a couple weeks this year right onto Super Smash Con. While EVO is a celebration of fighters, SmashCon is a celebration of Smash as a unit, and both celebrations have roughly the same quality of competition this year, as the only member of the top 10 missing from the SmashCon lineup is Axe, meaning that the Big Six, Amsa, Wizzy, Zane, and the rest will have one more go at each other, but this time in best of 5 in friendlier territory. Not only that, but if you're interested in these things, 64 and Brawl will have their biggest tournaments of the year, and Wii U will have its chance to recover from the relative debacle of last week. Regardless, it should be another blast. See you all on the other side, and thanks for watching.